Taurus, this is your spiritual reading for the month of May. And we're there already. Okay, so I have a deal going on. If you can get your video up to 100 hits, I will give you a bonus love, sex, and romance reading, or work, or any other area. If you do so, please just write it in comments below, and I can switch it up. But for now, it's either, you know, we're doing the spirituality, so you'd be a bonus love, sex, and romance reading. Again, get it out, share it, circulate it a bit. I don't have a lot of traffic, so I'm trying to increase that, so you can help me out in that way. Give it to someone, another Taurus, or someone that might appreciate it. Get the views up a bit, and if you do, then you get the bonus for the month. Okay, so I'll jump right into the cards here. I got the Gaia deck. First card for Taurus, we have the Four of Fire, which is very much a Sagittarian card. We have an archer here with like a laser pointer at something. We have our eyes set on something, in a way of either trying to figure out, or trying to advance, or trying to focus on. So that is your first card there. High end focus. Second card, the Three of Air. And that's about knowledge and learning. So it's interesting. We have a lot of fiery energy, and then it relaxes quite a bit here in gaining knowledge and whatnot. I'm getting two very different energy fields here from this. So it's kind of hard to put them together. Just give me a minute. Yeah, there's a sense of wanting to learn more, seek more, and whatnot. And within that energy, I get a very balanced flow. But I feel like there's another area here where we are very fired up and aggressive almost in one direction, and laid back and accepting in another. Okay, we'll go to the third, see if we can break this dichotomy I got going on. The next card is healing. Yeah, and this is rampant, which is good because it shows that people are really leaning into the energy that the universe is flooding their way. So the caduceus here, symbolizing the healing, is just starting to wrap around his hand there. The sense they're giving me is we are going to start to do this. We're being introduced to this field, and this may be why I'm getting such a two-tone energy here with the Taurus. I'm getting a real aggressive energy, and then a laid back and, you know, calm, peaceful energy. So there's a sense of either things being up and down in our life overall, or, you know, there's certain things that we are going to handle aggressively, and other things we're going to handle very passively. But nonetheless, there's healing abound here. Give me a minute. They're showing me the two frogs. I don't know if you can notice it. To the left on the floor, we have a frog on a rock, and then one on this guy's pole. And it's almost like we're seeking advice, or someone's seeking advice from us. Like, I feel like the frog on the pole says, you want to come with me? Come over here. Like, working their way up the healing pole, right? So there's this sense here that we may need a little nudge to get into this area. And don't worry, the universe is supplying them everywhere. In other words, you're going to find signs and synchronicities outside of you, pushing you in the direction of healing emotionally. Okay, so we'll get into things here. Okay, the next line is a chakra deck. So what do we get on there? For the Four of Fire, we get the Knight of Coins. Now that is your element. The Knight is got some movement here, but again, he takes things slow. But it's interesting to me, we're going back to this Four of Fire. It's got a lot of energy behind it for fast pace. Fast. This is the fire energy. They move. They're trotting quite fast. wind blowing through the hair and whatnot. Knight of Coins, he's almost at a standstill. He's going slow, he's methodical, watching every step, making sure we don't, you know, step on the daisies here or whatever. Like, he's so slow he doesn't need to hang on with both hands type thing. So it must be very up and down here, like this energy is just all over the place. But it was interesting because when I was shuffling, and I had a lot of air signs before you, but when I was shuffling before, it's like, oh, cards are flying everywhere, but yet with the Taurus, everything was staying in its place. So maybe that's the thing, is we're cool and collected on the outside, but inside we're really fired up, and this may be the problem here. I think that's what it is. So we'll move forward. On this calm energy of the 3, about gaining knowledge and wisdom, I do get a relaxed feeling there. I feel like at this time, this month, we may be, it may soothe us quite highly to just kind of ruminate on things. Read a book, literally read a book, or gain knowledge about, you know, areas of interest here that we have. We're going to gain more knowledge about things that we're interested in. On top of there, we get the 8 of Coins. And that is putting work and effort into something. So there's something here, and again, this may be spiritual or non-spiritual. It may be work related, it may be in any direction whatsoever. We're really hitting the books and going to put some work and effort into something here to build upon. I feel like it's our own self-worth. It's like something that we want to do for ourselves, which is good. That's what I feel here. 8 of Coins. So building on that, which is good. And it does make us feel calm and collected. So we need to do that. On top of the healing, get the 8 of Swords. Yeah. that's what I was getting. Because it's like these 2 frogs. It's like one's going, come on, let's go. And the other one's going, I don't know if I want to go there. And that's really, I think, where the Taurus is sitting. I don't know if I want to go and look at all this stuff that I have to emotionally heal from. I don't know. Now, the 8 of Swords, this is kind of, it's a different essence of a card. It can still mean the self-imposed prison that we put ourselves in. So meaning we have a belief system that limits us from growing. It could mean that. But what I get mostly from it is that we really don't know how limited we are until we start to heal. Because we're preventing ourselves from healing, and this in turn prevents us from growing and ascending, and we don't understand the cogs here that are ticking off other cogs in the future. The fact that once we heal and emotionally purge, then we have more room for joy and excitement, right? Because this energy of passion, but I feel like it's a negative passion. It's almost like I want to do something, but I can't, like blockages almost. Being fired up and having no outlet for it is really what I get. So then we got to slow down, and we got to, you know, and then we kind of distract ourselves in another area. And then when we get in there, then we do calm down. We do feel better. We do, and we put work in there. But then eventually we got to go in that other direction, and then we get fired back up again. And so we're not healing that other direction is the problem. And that's the thing, I think, that is causing us the stress. We don't want to heal it. We don't want to deal with it. But it ain't going to go away. It's just going to keep being there and firing us up in the same way. So that's really the loop here that we might be in. Is we don't want to heal from this thing that's causing us pain. But it's firing us up. And we're not prepared to deal with that. Okay? So let's move on to the wisdom card, see what they have to say. The Knight of Coins, what do they say about him? Confidence. Yeah, confidence to speak from this passion. Because this passion is really irritated and agitated. When I tap into that energy, it's not smooth. It's not like, oh yeah, I know what I want. It may be... there's more anger behind it. Like there's a root here. It's not in a good place. And then when we get the Knight of Coins, it's like, oh, this is our nature to not act from this, not do anything about this, and in a sense, not face it. to kind of revolt in a way, to stand still from it. So we get confidence on the... So this may be playing... Either we don't have the confidence to speak up from this fiery energy we start with, or we feel that it will break our confidence, meaning it will break us down if we deal with this. It's going to come into a scenario where we're going to have to pay in the confidence area. Okay, I'll just leave it at that here. It's getting convoluted. But the next row here, again, we're going to gain knowledge. This is something that makes us feel really soothed. So it could be an area of work. It could be an area of play. It could be something we want to research. Something I feel is a body of work. So a knowledge base here that we're trying to expand on. And we want to work quite highly to do that. And it's making us feel good. We get on top of that. We get deceit. What? Okay. This could go one of three ways. Now, when we get the deceit card here, that could be the overall energy that's firing us up. We may have some deceitful people around us, or deceitful things that are happening. Deceit, period. That is getting us fired up. Now, are we not speaking from this? We're not speaking up from this, or we're getting fired up where we can't calm down, da-da-da. Another thing is that we could be using this knowledge, this thing outside of what gets us fired up, in a deceitful way, meaning we can use it as... yeah, let me tap in here a little bit. As a way to avoid drama, is what they said. Now, kind of like a shut-off valve. Avoidance, really. But there's something about deceit in all of this that just doesn't sit right. Are we actually lying about how we feel, how fired up we feel? This is, okay. They're going, yeah. Because the sense is that we're so fired up on the inside. If we cannot face this within ourselves to bring it outward, we cannot heal it. It'll just get worse. So they're going, we cannot deceive ourselves by pretending it's not there. Or others, by the way, they're going. This is knocking our confidence. The fact that we're not even being truthful about what it is that we feel. God, thank you. There it is. So yeah, so we're deceiving ourselves, and we're deceiving others outside of us because we're not being truthful about how we feel about certain situations. So yeah, that's going to come in between our peace, is really the sense I get. This area that we're coming out to, maybe hobbies, maybe work, maybe something, again, gaining knowledge. This is going to destroy our peace in that area because we are being deceitful, not only to ourselves, but to those around us about how we feel. And we really need to be honest and true with that so that we could see it head on and deal with it. This is why we can't deal, is because we're not even willing to see it ourselves, so we can't get to the root of it. If we're in denial, we can't get to the root. Okay, so that's... Whew, okay, there's a problem there. Okay, next card. The healing card. The Eight of Swords, again, self-imposed prison. Why? Because we're deceiving ourselves and people outside of us, so there's no way us or them are going to get to the bottom of an issue and clear it up because everybody's lying about it. We're lying to them, and then they can't fix it to help us fix it because they don't know the truth. Okay, on top of the Eight of Swords, yeah, denial. Ooh, lots of... Ouch. Lots of stuff here, man. There's no healing going to happen if we just denying everything. Yeah, so that's a shut-off valve is what it is. I got that earlier. And that's your Eight of Swords. That's why you're feeling anxious and wound too tight. Is because we got a lot of stuff going on the inside and we're not letting anybody know about it. So how are we going to clear it up if we don't let anybody know about it? It's just going to get worse. It's just going to compound. And it's going to interrupt our peace that we were gaining in a certain direction. We were gaining some peace in a direction here, but it's just not going to last. It's going to really throw us off in all directions here. Because we really can't face the fact that there's something here that's not right. Like, we don't want to stand up for how we feel. We lack the courage and confidence to do that. So we're going to go outward and deceive people instead. That's what's going on. Okay. So, whew, okay. Getting to the bottom of that. Next row. Divine cards on top of the confidence. You get the Queen of Coins, and the Queen of Coins is the earth element. And this one here, she's out in the woods. She's got her loincloth, and away we go. She's got her coin as well. So the Queen of Coins is usually very abundant financially. They are solid and sturdy. They have a good home, good foundation, lush surroundings. They are happy and content in that way. Everything is provided for them. And in this deck, she has really got a snake there that could harm her, but it's almost like she's got her hand on the snake in trust that it won't harm her, because she has everything she needs, and she just has the confidence that it won't, because she's gentle and kind in her core. But there's a lot of deception, and it's interesting because it's mostly toward ourselves. We won't admit that we're angry, maybe, or we don't want to admit we're angry, don't want to admit that we got bad feelings towards something. So we slow it right down, and in that, it really shoots at our confidence, because we can't go outward in confidence, because we're in our brain, we're trying to trick ourselves about things. And that is not usually the Queen of Coins. That's not an energy she carries. But it really comes down to healing here. Okay, next row. Knowledge, working hard to gain knowledge. Again, it brings us peace, but there's deceit within ourselves that is going to create chaos in the midst. On top of that, we get the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's about taking action. Unfortunately, the energy I'm getting here is temper, tantrum. Yeah. There is something here. It's either triggering us. It's definitely getting us fired up. We do not want to deal with it, face it, talk about it, nothing. But we feel great rage. It overwhelms us. It's more than 100% of what we're feeling. But we don't want to let anybody know about it. Don't want to deal. Page of Wands is a break here. A breakdown of the center. Yeah. It's going to explode. It's going to bring us to either we're going to end up in a rage saying things that we didn't mean to say. But the thing is this is the root of our problem, so we need to speak of it. That's really what I'm getting. Okay, next row. The healing, right? And the Eight of Swords is kind of about keeping ourselves locked in this prison of negativity, because we don't want to speak outward about it, but at the same time we're not dealing with it and we're not facing it. You know, a complete denial of all the feelings that were going on internally, and it's really messing with our mind because we can't stay balanced. Can't stay balanced. And even the calm that we do get is kind of distorted. It's not going to be a pure calm because we get all this rage that's undealt with. On top of the denial, we get the Two of Wands. Yeah, we got to pick a lane here. You know, picking a lane. I don't know, in this deck, it's like there's a wand of wood and a wand of steel, and one is a little more bendable than the other. It's very rigid. That's the only major thing I notice here, but the sense is that we can take either road. We can take the hard road and continue to do this, but we're going to continue to have breaks, like anger breaks, meaning anger, rage, fits of rage, because we're deceiving ourselves. This thing, we may not truly understand this, because either we've done it so long, or because this really, what this speaks to me of is a two-facedness. We're one way to people outside, and then inside our head we're completely different. To people outside of us, calm, cool, collected. People in our head, just complete chaos. We cannot go through the world this way. This has to change. So I'll tell you, the universe is going to illuminate that to you, or break that up so that you can see that more clearly. And I feel like mid-month here, something's going to make it blow in the Taurus, and you don't want to see Taurus blow, but this is what's going to happen. It's going to bring about a break here. because the Taurus really needs to understand. And if it's, because it's almost like we are to the ceiling with this negativity, and we won't speak from it, we won't speak from it, we won't face it, we won't speak from it. And then the universe just going to push all that energy out and make you speak from it when you least expect it. Or it'll break when you least expect it. Probably an embarrassing moment, yes, because we have not purged this. We have not, it's like we got to keep the lid on it, and it's no longer, no, we can't. The energy does not support this. Keeping lid on things, no. So it's going to break. On top of the denial, 2 of Wands. So there's a road to take after this. We face what's been told, or we deny what's been told and try and go backwards. And they're going, we'll just have it again, but quicker. We'll just have another explosion, but quicker. 2 weeks instead of a month or whatever. So until we learn to deal with our emotions up front and speak from our emotions, yeah, this is going to happen. This is kind of a stubborn thing with the Taurus, right? Sense I'm getting though is we can't say we didn't know. We completely know. We're in complete denial. We're completely deceiving ourselves. We're going, yes, I need to deal, but I don't want to talk about it, and that's not, I'm not speaking from that, no way, no how. So we're facing it, but we're not dealing. We're denying it. Okay, so it's going to be a rough month for Taurus spiritually. Going to be rough. These are things that are needing to be dealt with. All along here, we're acknowledging that they need to be dealt with, but not in a way making any inroad to do that. Okay, so on the Queen of Coins, the Messenger Oracle, 11, embrace the masculine. We may have a masculine here that is pertinent in our healing, or someone we can go to in a time of need here. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm going to move forward quickly here. On top of the side here, a Page of Wands, which I get quite a rage coming from that. Like a break in rage. Like, she's going to blow, people. It's going to blow. Here it comes. On top of that, we get 27, make the sacrifice. And that's the thing. We have to sacrifice deceiving, self-deceit. And we really have to face those things that we don't want to face. And that's the problem. Is we're deceiving ourselves so well. Make the sacrifice. There's something here heavy. We just, I feel like we're just spinning in circles. We know what needs to be done. Don't want to do it. Well, the universe is going to illuminate that for you. That's the sacrifice that's coming. The universe is trying to purge something from your life here. Make you see something that you need to purge. And this is what we're fighting tooth and nail. We are not going to let this go. No way, no how. And it may be a character trait. It may be someone. It may be a situation that's going on. But it's something here that needs to go. And I think the Taurus knows instinctively. And that's why they're deceiving. It's like, no, it's not going. And I'm not, like nothing. You know, we just do everything but what we need to face here. So that know that that's coming down the line here. A little stronger, a little heavier. Okay. On top of the 2 Wands, again, there's a road that we need to take here, and I feel like there may be a break for some of the Tauruses here, Taurans, where they lose their cool, to say the least, and everything comes to the surface, like from their point of view is accidentally, but the universe is like, no, we need to deal with this stuff. Because I feel like somebody bursts out saying something, they get so mad about something, they burst out saying something, they're like, oh my god, I should never have said that. And the universe is going, why? Because this is what we've been holding in for years, so you should have said that years ago. Why should we not have said it? So that's where we have to make a choice, where we're going to start to deal with all of this stuff. It's almost like a train, and what we said opens a train of all of this stuff flooding in that we can deal with, or we should be dealing with. This is what I'm getting. Now on top of the 2 Wands, I get a time to reflect. Yeah, back reflect on, one, what kind of spilled over. Because this does happen, by the way. I have it happen too sometimes where you're in situations and you kind of know, you get an instinct, but it's very so light that you just it can waft in different areas and you just don't even notice it's there. But there was a little inkling. And then suddenly you're in a conversation and something comes out like with twice as much force as you would have ever let it out, even if you let it out at all. And this is the sense I'm getting here. This is what is going to happen here over the month. We're going to have a complete blowout, and then we're going to regret what we said. But the bottom line is the universe going, no, not only should we not regret, but we need to go and look at other things here that are coming up now as well. Because this is bringing up a whole can of worms type thing. And we need to look at that as well. So for some people, they may be opening a can of worms by inadvertently saying something. But again, nothing is... sometimes that happens for a reason. Like it's universally pushed is the sense I get. Something that we've been in denial with a long time. And not only that, it's kept us locked. Locked in blocked in certain ways. Now, after this blowout, we have a decision whether or not we can deal with these things and the continuous stuff that it brings up, or we're going to lock it down again. And that's where you're going to need to reflect on this and see, you know, what has this done for me? Or what is, how is this going to help me? Because I feel like it's something that, again, we bring up that we wouldn't have brought up on our own volition. That's why it was brought this way. And because of that, it's got a stream of stuff with it. And these are all things that we need to deal with, like maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever. Stuff we need to deal with that's kept us locked, that we didn't understand. And then as we go forward, again, if we deny that, we'll just keep having these episodes until it's all gone. Is what they're saying. Till we, you know, vent out that last bit. Which will take a long time if it's not done willfully. So they're wanting you to get on that train, because this really is the bottom line. This is why we're blocked, and this is why we're stuck, and this is why we feel the anxiety and all of these things that are adding up in physical ways. We may have physical things going on that are adding to this. Okay, so going back here, the last card, the above card on top of Embrace the Masculine, what do we get? The Crone of Earth, Regenerate and Sleep. Now this card always reminds me of someone realizing things one little snowflake at a time. You know, they fall so softly, gently, you know, you can almost walk between them, the snowflakes. It makes me feel like this is how the Taurus is absorbing their spirituality. This is how they're recognizing, right? Because we started with the anger, and they're going, whoa, slow that down. We don't want to deal with that. And then the self-confidence card comes out and says, yeah, but it's knocking our self-confidence. We don't even realize. And then the Queen of Coins comes out and says, well, no, we have a lot of confidence in our financial stability, all of that. Yeah, but she holds grace and everything quite well. There's also a masculine here energy that either I don't know if it's something we want to talk to our masculine about bit by bit, or we're trying to introduce that bit by bit, or our masculine has something that is bit by bit firing on us up in certain ways. I think both of these have the capacity to happen here. Because I feel like this first row is all about being fired up. And then when we talk to the Crone of Earth, that's about things, little things softly touching us here and there. And it's almost like we may either have a masculine that's slowly trying to, is slowly pissing us off, or we want to tell them something in a way that may slowly... You know, it has to do with the amount that we do this. Like, we're not dealing with things head on. We're kind of one little snowflake at a time, and then we'll give 2 weeks for that to sink in, and then another little snowflake. This kind of stuff is how we're dealing. So the next row, the bringing us down to the knowledge and stuff that the peace that we're getting in a certain area here. Again, I feel like our peace is going to be disturbed. Why? Because we're just not dealing with our inner turmoil here. And it's going to bring us to a chaos point. And there may be a sacrifice that may be needing to be made. And the universe is going to really illuminate that. I feel like on a gut level, we know what this is. There's a sacrifice here. We know what the sacrifice is. We're not willing to make it. That's why we're avoiding it. But it's going to come down to a breaking point that is going to make us see it more clearly and have to deal with it head on. So on top of make the sacrifice, we have the Emperor, strength and certainty. And that's the thing is, once it hits and once we have this break, there's going to be a strength and certainty in exactly what it is and what needs to go and how we got to deal and all of that. There'll be no doubt here. But again, I don't feel there's doubt from the Taurus. I just feel there's denial. Or, no, it doesn't bother me, but it does bother you. That kind of thing. There's outright deceit. So we can't solve something if you outright say, like, okay, whatever it is, like, did I annoy you the other day? No, I'm fine. Okay, well, we can't fix it if you deny it. This kind of thing is what I'm getting. So on the third row, again, the healing that needs to happen, I feel like we're a long ways from even looking at that, but the universe is going to plug you in no matter. We're going to go kicking and screaming. Is the sense I got with the Taurus. We're going kicking and screaming. The Eight of Swords is really about us leaving ourselves in prison because of our thought process and because of the way that we are holding things back and not wanting to disturb anything to the degree it is disturbing our life completely. And the denial about all of this, we just don't want to look at. On top of that, we have the Two of Wands, and that is, again, dealing with the direction that we take after this blowout. And then we'll have time to reflect because things will be real quiet. After a blowout, things are usually quiet for a while, and there'll be time to reflect on what happened here. How did it benefit us, and how are we going to go forward? On top of that, we have the Elemental of Fire, which is an influx of energy, and that is the universe not letting up. So if we don't choose to go back in the direction and continue to work on this, the energy is going to come forth and hit you again in another explosive way. And it may do damage in areas that we just don't want to damage. So it's better to go with flow instead of against, because it's like if we go with the flow, there's no backsplash. You just go, and it's like there's effortless. But if we're going against there's splash everywhere, and like there's waves and undercurrents and torrents, and it's just not good. Wow. Okay, Taurus, that was huge. Yeah, basically there's an emotional breakdown or a anger breakdown or some kind of frustration level here that hits peak and blows the lid off things. And from there, a decision needs to be made whether we're going to really look at this and start healing. Because it really is bothering us, and we're just denying that it's bothering us, and we can't get anywhere with that. And it is going to block every area of your life. You want to go forward in an area, they're going to go, no, we got to heal first, and they won't let you. It just will not come to be. Nothing will line up right. Okay, so the surrender card for Taurus. Fear of intimacy. You're ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any pattern that stop you from opening your heart. So for some, it may be a fear of intimacy here, and this may be the area that we're resisting, denying, or running around not wanting to get into. Fear of intimacy. So keep that in mind as you go forward. The angel card that I have for you is Camiel, I think that's how you say it, and he speaks to evolution. So I'll just read what they have here for him. And he's, from Mars, don't you? the planet of chaos and strength and whatever. So this makes total sense because he looks like he's kind of ready to fight this guy, right? He's ready to go. He's got horns on his head and red. Okay, let's go. Excuse me. Camiel evolution. Through this card, he reminds us of the formation and evolution of planets as part of not just our solar system, but the universe as a whole. God has created the universe with perfect symmetry. The great architect has ensured the perfect interconnected design. Consider gravity, which not only governs the trajectory of planetary orbits, but also our physical conditions on Earth. Consider the magnetic fields around the Earth, which prevent the leakage of stellar radiation into our atmosphere. Okay, people are not normally thinking about this on a daily. But anyway, inherent in the creative force is the force that keeps things in perfect motion. The degeneration and regeneration process, or decline and growth in operation, the macrocosm is reflected in the microcosm, and so is that our attention is drawn to the physical programming of our own body's cycle of life and death. Notice how our skin sheds cells and replenishes them on a daily basis. Spiritually, the same thing occurs. When spiritual evolution emerges as a result of life experience, that could be considered destructive. Camille asks us to examine where we are on our spiritual evolutionary path on this planet. Are we gravitating towards greater expansion, or are we contracting? And I'll tell you right now, the energy I'm getting here is we're contracting. We're not expanding our energy outward. Even if it is negativity, we really need to go outward to heal that so that we don't go outward. Because this is the point where the Taurus is getting controlled by those things that are left unsaid. They no longer, as much as they think they can control this, they cannot. It is out of their control until they heal it. Okay. So yeah, spiritual path on the planet. Are we gravitating toward greater expansion or contracting? Are we resisting the perfect symmetry that is in operation? By drawing this card, you're able... Sorry, where are these words coming from? Okay, let me start again. I'm like over jumping. By drawing this card, you are being reminded to relax into the natural evolution of your life and trust the divine architect. Divinity has given us the gift of free will in this incarnation, a gift indeed when in alignment with the symmetry. At the same time, you are encouraged not to try to control events out of fear, but instead to focus on the positive potential of this cycle of your life. So we may be manifesting things by our mindset again here, but our mindset is in a negative way. But again, we're trying to hide that mindset, So it's a kind of a futile game we're playing with ourselves here. Not getting us anywhere. So that is him. Okay. So yeah, I don't feel this can't be overturned. I feel it can be, but I feel like not without this blowout to show us. And again, if we choose to go backwards after this blowout and not discuss anything, then we're in trouble. Because we're really bucking the universal energies and we just won't win. So we'll be wasting all our energy fighting the wrong fight. Okay, so evolution, they want you to evolve here. Part of it might include a fear of intimacy, so keep that in mind. If that's what it is, that's what it revolves around. Go there and look at that a little deeper. The fortune card we get is the Thorns. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring in new positive future. And that is the thing here. We are going through the Thorns this month quite highly. But again, once we get through them, deal with them head on, then it's in the file folder. It's gone. We carry on. We're free and clear. We're out of it, right? So it's a need to do this and go in this way, Thorns. So a little prickly for the Taurus this month. I hate to say that, but that's the way it is. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting anyway. Might not be all you Taurus that are picking up on this energy either, but for those that are seeking answers, hopefully this helps you. So again, if you increase your likes to 100, you get a bonus love romance reading for the month, and you can do that by subscribe, passing it on to other people. Open the social circle of my videos a bit here. This is what I'm trying to do. And I'll reward you for it highly. Okay, so take care, have fun, be kind, and I'll see you next month.